Hey, awesome accounting student. Mark Franke here. This is an orientation for the TurboTax Accounting 61 class. Glad that you've chosen to take this class with me this semester, and I look forward to working with you. The purpose of this video is to go through all the requirements of the course so that you can know what and when you will be required to do things. So, let's get started. So the course is going to go through all the basics of taxation in the United States. So we'll first start out by taking a look at the IRS Form 1040, which is the form that people use to file their federal taxes. This can be either just the regular 1040 or the 1040A or the 1040EZ, but whatever form is used, the basic concepts behind how we report our taxes and how they work is the same. Then we will learn how to navigate through TurboTax. TurboTax is one of the most popular software products used today by people to prepare and file their tax returns. We'll go through the basic concepts of each one of the sections of the 1040. The first section being the income and adjustments to income, filing status. This can be single or married filing jointly or married filing separately or head of household. We'll talk about those. Claiming dependents. If you have if a taxpayer has somebody that they financially support that is related to them, they can claim them as a dependent and get a deduction for that. There's also some itemized deductions. We'll talk about the different types of itemized deductions. There's many different types of tax credits that you can take advantage of. And then the final result of the tax return is whether or not you get a refund or you have money due. And that will be calculated. The point system that I will use for this semester is based on a total of 200 points. There will be 3 cases, and I'll talk about that in a minute, but 3 cases and 3 exams. Each one of those is worth 30 points. So for the 3 cases and the 3 exams, that's a total of 180 points. In addition to that, there will be a discussion board that you will participate in that will be the final 20 points. So any students earning 180 out of those 200 points will get an A. 160 points will get a B, 140 points will get a C, and 120 points will earn a D. So the cases are in increasing complexity, starting out with a pretty basic case of a single taxpayer with a job, some basic itemized deductions, and a small business that he or she operates when they aren't working. The second case, now these are practice cases, so there are in effect 3 different cases or 3 different versions of each case. So there's a practice case, then there is a case for submission, and then there will be an exam case. So we'll go through all of those. The second case is a married couple with some dependent children. They have W-2 income, they have itemized deductions, some child care and education credits, and they operate a small business. And then the third case is a married couple who is retired, they're older, they're receiving Social Security benefits as well as pension distributions, and they're managing a portfolio of investment assets. So we'll see how the capital gains and capital losses will work in that situation. So the cases for submission are exactly the same as the practice cases. So again, the practice cases, I will prepare videos that show you how to put the information into TurboTax and what the different components are, and you will then see exactly what the end result is. For cases for submission, you're going to do these on your own. So if you practice, and you can do the practice cases over and over again, but based on the practice case, these cases for submission, which will be the 30 points that I've talked about, will be submitted in the Canvas program in the Canvas website for the course, and they will follow exactly the same premises or assumptions that the practice cases are. So the same concepts that we used in the practice cases will be used in the cases for submission. And then finally, there'll be the case for exams. So with the submission cases, I will give you some check figures to help you just understand where you might have some errors. But on the exam cases, there will be no check figures. I will give you the information in the same form that I gave you the information for the practice case and the case for submission, and you'll have a timed amount, probably 2 hours, to prepare the tax return for the exam. So again, you can practice the cases for submission and the case for practice. You can do them as many times as you want, but when it's time to take the exam, then that will be a timed exercise. I will also have a discussion board where I will post topics that are related to taxation, such as why do we need taxation, what is considered fair taxation, what's the difference between tax avoidance and tax evasion, what are some strategies to avoid taxation, how do tax deferral strategies work, and what is a Roth IRA. Now, these are some that I've thought of. I may come up with some other ones, but this just makes sure that you are engaged in the class, that you're looking at the discussion board, and that you are participating and discussing this with other students in the class. Student learning outcomes are defined concepts that we want you to be able to do when we're done. So the student learning outcomes for this class are being able to prepare simple individual tax returns using TurboTax, identifying different types of income and deductions, and then whatever supporting schedules that accompany an individual tax return and what that information is. So finally, what I want you to do is to send me an email that says you have viewed the orientation video and that you're ready to get started. This is how I will know that you've watched the orientation and that you understand what the basic requirements are of the class. So I appreciate you taking the class, and I look forward to working with you all throughout the semester. Bye-bye.